going to be honest with you, Panthers Nation. I owe you an apology. I owe you a sincere apology. Hyping up the draft picks, the free agency acquisitions, the hirings that happened with this staff. I tried not to listen to the outside because the outside said, Panthers aren't going to be that good. I said, no, we're going to be all right. We got this amazing staff. We've got all these weapons for Bryce Young. Defense looks great. 200 plus years of coaching experience on the staff. We're going to win some games. 10-7. Bryce Young, Rookie of the Year. NFC South champions. And here we are. 0-2. 0-2. Monday Night Football, Bank of America Stadium. The Panthers lay another egg. I just got to apologize because I'm part of the problem. I should have tempered those expectations for you. I don't know that this team can or will win more than 4 games. Take a look at our schedule. We are not going to be favored. I think the only game we may be favored in is against the Houston Texans. Indianapolis Colts are not a joke. I'm going to talk about what we have established here. Scott Fitter, he's got to do some answering. Because you know what we did? We traded away one of the best players in franchise history and the league for Jonathan Mingo and DJ Johnson. Mingo, yet to produce. Yes, he's got some time. DJ Johnson not even playing last night. Not even playing. You know what Christian McCaffrey's doing? He's tearing up the league. We trade that away. You've got Brian Burns. Brian Burns was offered 2 first-round draft picks. We could have utilized that. Gone. You look at the history of what he has done here, trading away draft capital for Baker Mayfield, for Sam Darnold. So last year we had to play catch-up, trading away McCaffrey so we can get some capital. We trade up for Bryce Young, giving away a star wide receiver. So all the weapons that we could have had are gone. So here we are, playing catch-up. No wide receivers available, decent wide receivers available for Bryce Young to get the ball out. I'm a Bryce believer. He is not a bust. He is not a bust. I have faith in him. But if you think about the offense or look at the offense that's out there, it's garbage. It's hot garbage. I don't know how I'm going to sit here through 15 more games and watch this. I have better things to do on Sundays. I don't have to watch this. I dedicate an hour and a half a week, maybe 2 hours, to recording, to listening to the pressers, reading up, recording the show. I don't have to do that. I'm doing this for my benefit and to help Panthers fans. Do it for the optimism that I have for the team. But that product they put on the field, that ain't going to cut it. Frank Reich is supposed to be the quarterback guru, the quarterback genius, the offensive-minded coach that we brought in, that Tepper picked to lead this team. And I haven't seen anything. We got a few motions, can't get the ball down the field, pre-snap penalties, undisciplined. We draft a quarterback, but hey, then we go out and bring in Andy Dalton to run quarterback sneaks. That's what we're going to do. That's to say to this team, I'm going to tell you what, Steve Wilks, some of you may like it, may not like it. Steve Wilks could have done this. Matt Rule could have done this. The Matt Rule offenses that we saw last year that were terrible, at least we felt were terrible, they were better than what we are seeing on the field right now. I can tell you his Nebraska offense that puts up 5-10 points a game is better than what we're seeing right now. Steve Wilks could have taken what we have, and he showed it last year. He took a depleted staff that, one, Matt Rule was gone. some of the guys that were on the staff left for Matt Rule, and he took what was here and made us a team that was contending for a playoff spot. What has Frank Wright done? Because now I'm hearing it's a process. Really? Now it's a process? At the end of the game, if you tuned in long enough, you heard Dan Orlovsky talk about his conversation with Frank Wright on the field, or I guess with the coaching staff. And he said that they told him it was a process, that this is a 2 or 3 year plan. Really? 2 or 3 year plan? Because I have not heard a word of that out of this staff the whole offseason. I've heard people talk about winning and winning now, but not that it's going to be a process. Because I'm going to tell you who said it was a process. It was Matt Rule. He was here for 2.5 years and was gone. If you think we're going to have a process in place again, that ain't going to cut it. It's not going to cut it at all. You want to talk about the stadium and the fans? Yes, I live 3.5 hours away, so the odds of me making it on a Monday night game, being sick with a baby, it's not going to happen. I'll be fortunate to make it to a game this year. You look at that fan base, man. We're not a passionate fan base. You saw it last year with the 49ers. You can blame that on Matt Rule being here. I don't care who you blame it on. Same thing's going to happen when the Dallas Cowboys come into town. That stadium is going to be packed with Dallas Cowboy fans, making it a home game. Green Bay Packers come into town, same exact thing. We have a fan base that left or was leaving in the late third quarter, fourth quarter. Really? That's what we're producing? Not a winning culture. And I tell you what, Steve Wilks, and I always go back to it because Tepper made this decision. Tepper decided that Frank Wright was this guy. And I'm not seeing it offensively. Frank Wright said after the game that he doesn't see any issues with the play calling. You kidding me, man? Because throwing, or I should say running the ball on first and second down up the middle consistently and then doing whatever you're doing on third down ain't working. We have no vertical threats, no separation, and we're relying on Adam Thielen to be our number one wide receiver. Barely getting the ball out to Hurst, who it should be our primary target. I'm not seeing anything else from Terrace Marshall, Laviska Shenault, Miles Sanders, supposed to be this top running back. Really? Because I haven't seen a thing. Yes, the offensive line had some adjustments that were made for this game with Chandler Zavala being moved over, Cade Mays, Throckmorton being shuffled in at right guard. Bryce Young had all day to throw. I think the fastest sack that he gave up was about 4.5 seconds. He looks flustered out there. I don't know what the staff has to do to get him settled down, to make him feel comfortable in the pocket, to make him feel comfortable running the offense, to getting into his rhythm. We saw it a little bit at the end of the game. They got to figure it out. You got to have that face-to-face. Because this fan base, and me specifically, I'm not going to buy into the crap that this is a rebuild. You don't add all these pieces and call it a rebuild. Sorry. A 7-win team, and yeah, 7-10 isn't a great record, but to be one game out of the playoffs, and here we are, no. You're not gonna get that from me, man. And as we talk about the fan base, and I've seen all kinds of things on Twitter, Bryce is not a bust. Bryce Young is not a bust. He does have some learning to do, and we saw a few issues with him escaping the pocket, not getting the ball out in time, yes, not securing the ball. There was the one fumble that actually went our way, cost us points. Totally different game if we convert on there. Turnovers are going to be key. You can't turn the ball over. He had the one that we were very fortunate that there was a penalty on him because that was another situation where he gave up the ball. I don't know where the offense needs to go, but running Laviska Shenault out of the backfield, that's not where it needs to start. Give Chuba Hubbard the ball. I don't know why Raheem Blackshear is not on the starting roster. I don't understand the moves that are being made behind the scenes. And man, Shaq Thompson is now out for the year. Had a good surgery, hopefully a speedy recovery for him. But I don't know, man. I tell you what we need to do. We need to just move the team. Go ahead and move them out to Columbia, South Carolina. Let them play their home games in William Bryce Stadium. I texted my father-in-law this because guess what? At least the fans will show up, whether it's a one-win team, zero-win team, 10-win team. They're going to be there. They are going to be there and show up and show loud, be on their feet. This wine and cheese bull crap that we're seeing from our fan base out there in the stands. Hey man, I don't know. I just I don't know. This is a little different. This is a little different, format because this isn't the podcast. This is just me jumping on here. Had to lay it down. Had to get something out. I will record the podcast tonight. I don't know that I'll record it one for one, but I had to put this out there, man. I had to put it out there. So, anyways, drop your comments. Let me know what you think about the team and the status. No one's got a football game tonight, so I'll keep you updated there. But the state of the Panthers, not looking good. See y'all.